What is going on, people? Cables here. Here to do my review for Naruto chapter 676. And this week's chapter, we start off with Madara returning from the Kamui dimension along with Black Zetsu. He has full control now over Obito's body, and he has Obito's original left eye, which makes sense because that's the left side of his body is what he's controlling, and he controls the full body. And we see that Madara has both his Rinnegan eyes in full power, and you know. Sakura, she tried to do something, I'll admit. She activated the jutsu that Tsunade used when the five Kage fought against Madara, where she's able to heal pretty fast, instant regeneration almost. And, she tries to create a diversion, but she gets stabbed by one of the chakra rods, and then she tries to throw a punch, but only gets blocked by an invisible force, which is one of the Limbo clones, because Madara now has four of them. And, Naruto saves Sakura, and Sasuke goes on the attack against Madara, but gets blocked. And Sakura's like, oh, man, Sasuke doesn't care. I'm like, of course he doesn't care. This is not the same Sasuke you want to do. The Sasuke has other plans, He wants to kill Madara so he can activate his goals, so his goals can move forward. Because even though Sasuke wants to be Hokage, there's more behind that. He has a hidden agenda. We just don't know it yet. And we'll probably know more about it after the battle with Madara. And it's just so weird with Sakura, man. This is why so many people dislike her. You see all the Sakura rants, and it's just one of the reasons it's shown in this chapter. Why would you want someone to care, especially someone who tried to kill you twice? Karen can get away with that because, as Suigetsu put it, she's the love-struck idiot. That's her character. Sakura's one of the main protagonists in this series, and she's been, when it comes to development, just disappointing. And the fact that she, still cares about the guy after it makes no sense. It's very weird, and I don't know. Sakura should be a bigger character than she is now, but I don't know. It's just disappointing how Sakura has turned out to be. I mean, she is strong. I'll get that. She's good at medical ninjutsu, but when it comes to her as a character, sometimes she just fails, man. But so we see, the battle continuing with the team of Naruto and Sasuke versus Madara. Madara uses Shikabaku Tensei, creates a whole bunch of giant rocks from the sky using the earth. And, the counter this, Naruto uses a Bijou style Rasen Shuriken using Kurama's chakra. And we see the debut of Sasuke's new Perfect Susanoo. It's the perfect one. It's the same model as what Madara used. The different face, though, the face actually looks similar to that of Indra's, perfect Susanoo that we saw in the flashback. And it looks pretty cool. It has wings, it can fly, and that's pretty badass. And seeing it slash through boulders, and that was pretty cool to see. And Naruto, of course, he created shadow clones to fend off against the Limbo clones, and that's pretty impressive that Naruto is able to sense these clones to the point where he's able to fight hand in hand with them. That's pretty impressive. His senses have really gotten really strong, especially in Sage mode, and it's pretty impressive. That to me stood out to me when he's going hand to hand combat with these invisible clones. And Kakashi in this chapter didn't do anything. I didn't expect him to do anything. I mean, because what can he do? He lost his Sharingan, was something that made him stand out, and without it, I mean, he's still strong by normal standards, but he can't do anything against Madara. I mean, I can see him trying to fight against Black Zetsu. Maybe him and Sakura team up to fight him, but other than that, he doesn't do anything good towards Madara. And so after the whole, with using the Shikabaku Tensei as a diversion, Madara goes closer to the moon and unveils the third eye with his forehead, the same one that Lady Kaguya, the Shade of Six Path's mother, did. We saw she had the same eye, and it's no eye, Rinnegan eye with the Sharingan patterns, and he activates Infinite Tsukuyomi. And I'm not surprised that he wants to activate it so fast because Naruto and Sasuke have become a huge threat. He realizes they've become ridiculously strong and that he's in danger, and he needs to activate this plan as soon as possible. And he need to send all these people to the dream world. But I do believe that Naruto and Sasuke might be, not affected by it, considering, Naruto has chakra from the other tail beast, and that, Sasuke has his own Rinnegan. And speaking of Sasuke's Rinnegan, you see, notice ever since we saw the eye first, that Sasuke's Rinnegan, his left eye, has the same, Rinnegan's patterns with the Sharingan patterns on it. The same one that Madara has, the same one that the Jubi has. So maybe Sasuke can nullify the Infinite Tsukuyomi and use something, maybe create his own dream world. it could be a possibility because he does because Sasuke wants to see. It's interesting to see what Sasuke wants because he could do that, but I don't think he would make a dream world. That seems unrealistic from Sasuke. But maybe he could nullify it and counter it with something else because Sasuke's Rinnegan, we haven't probably seen all of its abilities. It could do a lot more than he can, and overall, I gotta say this chapter was good. It was just an action chapter. You saw Sasuke's do Susanoo, fighting with the Limbo clones. It was an alright chapter. And good to see that Minara activated Infinite Tsukuyomi. Interesting to see what's going to happen in next week's chapter. But overall, I liked it. So let me know what your thoughts down below. What you guys thought about this chapter, what you liked about it, what you disliked about it, predictions, what you think is going to happen with Infinite Tsukuyomi, what everyone will be affected by it. And do you think that Kishimoto will go back to the battle where we saw Spiral Jetsu? Still a lot of things we need to see, but it should be interesting. I hope we get more action though, because I see Madara do more. More enhanced techniques, maybe some new techniques. Because like I said, when Madara became the Jinchuriki of the Jubi, he hasn't really been impressive offensively. He needs to do more of this stuff. So I'll see you guys later. Peace. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.